Hello and welcome to this business presentation of Success Factory. I am Saskia and over the next few minutes I will be sharing with you one of the most powerful business opportunities right now. I will show you the vision and the mission of the company and how this is the one to stay long term. I will also show you how Success Factory can benefit to your personal goals in life. The name of the company is Success Factory because success includes many things, from financial gain to personal development and expanding your business. Success Factory has gathered a lot of popularity and support over the last few months and it was only launched in February 2018. Now over 250,000 members from all over the world have joined. Success Factory is the network that's built around three values: marketing, innovation and financial education.
And I've never seen a company event like this.
The future is all about Success Factory, the way we gonna rock.
This is the first company which I found so ethical and so transparent.
Un'azienda molto seria e molto trasparente.
La legalidad, la transparencia que muestra esta empresa.
Success Factory sounds so good.
Learning from the best is very important because if you learn from the best, you become the best.
Company every time hiring the greatest trainer in the world.
Tiene los líderes y los mentores que me pueden llegar al siguiente nivel a nivel mundial.
Con una leadership di questo genere so che possiamo fare veramente grandissimi risultati.
Different attitude, different way of working.
The developments, the news.
El profesionalismo de la compañía.
The trainings is very on a high level.
If you want different results, you have to make different choices.
L'azienda giusta, il progetto giusto.
But your success is a choice.
Vision and the goals and the plans of this company are so far unbelievable and credible.
The company is here to stay, but we are definitely also here to stay to make it big.
See their integrity, what their plans are for the future for Success Factory.
In the future, it will be bigger and bigger.
The newsies, the trainings.
Everything fits, it feels like I'm part of an amazing project.
There's so many people that can benefit from this technology, from this Dag Coin.
And the knowledge of the company is growing.
Learning about education.
SkillX, where you can become the one destined to be.
And I want SkillX to be able to help you.
We learned a lot. We meet a lot of good friends.
This is one team.
Es una realidad tremenda la cual no te puedes perder por nada del mundo.
Everything that has been promised has been made.
We are here for the long term.
Gran liderazgo corporativo y sobre todo una proyección para los próximos años de nuestra compañía.
We all belong to the community of successful thinking.
They were excited to see what is coming and I feel that they really saw what we see in the future.
The leaders that you have seen achieve success by knowing what's important for them and their team members. That's why it's important to figure out your primary motivation factor. Now, motivation comes from looking at the things you want and what it takes to get them. It's good to learn about people's dreams and goals by having this conversation. What's your number one priority? Is it earning extra income? Having financial freedom? Owning a business? More spare time? Personal development? Helping others? Meeting new people? Retirement? Or your legacy? I'm curious to find out your motivation, so think about these things and watch the next video.
It's me again. I've left you many messages and still no answer. You know I'm going to keep trying. I won't disappear, no matter what. You know, I'm here and I'm not leaving you. I will always be there, because even if you insist on failing, I won't make it easy for you. I don't know who told you that you were not able. The point is that you believed it. Failing is easy. I told you before. All you have to do is keep doing the same. Always, without changing. The signs are everywhere, right in front of you. Don't you see them? Do you work where you want or where you can? Have you been to the places you've always wanted to go? Does what you do make you happy? Do you live or simply survive? Yes, I know it's not easy, but who told you it would be easy? Do you think that the other one, the one at the top, had it all smooth? You think it didn't hurt? You think they didn't fall 1,000 times? Or that others were not afraid to start again and take a step forward? Of course they were. They were afraid. They doubted, panicked, but... Let me ask you something. Every morning, when you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see what you once dreamed about, or do you see a different person? Are you the best version of yourself, or have you only reached some point where there is nothing left to do but to settle? But you know what? Make no mistake, there is nothing that would prevent you from being who you want to be. Come on, wake up. Open your eyes for a moment and take a look around. It's right there. Don't you see? Tried to mute me, but I'm still there. You already know who I am. You've always known. I am the flame that lives within you. Turn it on.
Is it clear for you which factor is your number one priority? And why did you pick that one? Why is it important to you? What are the consequences if you don't get that? And why would this worry you? By asking these golden questions, you really get to the core of your why in life. Remember that questions are the answers. So that takes us to the last question. Why don't you have that now?
Next thing I want to cover with you is one of the most important lessons my rich dad gave me, and it was called the cash flow quadrant. And what my rich dad explained to me is that there's 4 people in business. One are E's, employees. S stands for small business, self-employed, or specialist. B stands for big business, and I stands for investor. And the thing of note here is that most people who go to school are programmed for the E and the S side. For example, it was my poor dad who always said to me, son, go to school so you can get a nice, safe, secure job. And so my poor dad wanted me to be an employee. And since the time I was a kid, get a safe, secure job, steady paycheck, and benefits. Okay? I didn't want to be an employee. And I said, Mom and Dad, I want to be a rich man. And I fight with my dad. So my mother finally said, son, if you want to be rich, my mother was a registered nurse. She said, if you want to be rich, the richest people I know are doctors. So my mom wanted me to come over here, be a specialist or a small business person. I said, there's only one problem with that, Mom. Doctors are really smart. And she says, you got a good point there. I'm not going to be a doctor. So I went to school. I have a Bachelor of Science degree. I can drive ships and I can fly planes. I flew for the Marine Corps. But I've never used any of that education because I wanted to become a business owner. So it was my rich dad who basically said to me, become a business owner and learn to be a professional investor. So one of the big differences here between these people is that it's called taxes. See, in 1943 in the U.S., the federal government passed a law that said employees had to pay tax before they got paid. So when you get your paycheck from your employer, you open it up, and voila, the government's always taken a sizable chunk of it. And the harder you work and the more money you make, the more money they take from you. So that's why it's not that good to be an employee, because you can never get ahead, because the more you work, more money you make, the greater they pay in taxes. Now the doctors, the lawyers, and attorneys, accountants were all laughing, saying, "Oh, these guys, they're paying a lot of taxes." So naturally, the federal government changed the laws again. And so in 1986 in the U.S., a thing called the '86 Tax Reform Act, and it basically took a lot of the benefits away from people who are self-employed, small business, doctors, and lawyers. So today in America, unfortunately, these guys pay the highest percentage in taxes. It is tragic. And a lot of people think they're investors, but what they're really doing is they're just giving their money to people like mutual funds, companies, and all that. So they're investing, but they're not really investors. See, the big tax breaks are on this side. The laws are pretty tight here, but this area is very, very gray. So by being a business owner on the right-hand side of the quadrant, you can make a lot more money and pay a smaller percentage of taxes legally. And the key word is legally. In the investor quadrant, it is possible to make millions of dollars and pay 0% taxes legally. But you've got to know the difference. So one of the beauties of business for the 21st century is it allows people to make the transition from the E and the S side to the B side especially. And so you can become a big business owner. And the difference between an S and a B, small business and big business, is most of these guys can't quit working. Most small business owners, if they stop working for more than a month, the business collapses. They don't really have a business. Most of these people own a job. So the beauty of business for the 21st century, it allows these people to make the transition to the B side so that you don't have to keep working hard for money, and the money can actually come in passively. Then once you have your business up and running, then I always recommend you then begin investing with your excess cash, paying less and less in taxes. And that's the reason the rich are getting richer.
This was Robert Kiyosaki explaining the cash flow quadrant from his book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Success Factory uses this model to show the different ways of producing income streams. It shows us that 95% of all the people are in the left boxes, working as employees and self-employed. They share only 5% of all the money in the world. On the right side are the remaining 5% of the people, which are business owners and investors. Now here is where the rest of the 95% of the money circulates. Network marketing companies like Herbalife, ACN or Forever share a business model for their members to be self-employed, selling products or services. This is without a wage or contract with a boss. It's also possible to be a business owner and build a team that creates passive income for you. This is called residual income, and it's possible from a multi-level marketing structure. In the last box, the company gives the possibility to invest in their services and products. Unlike products that are consumed like food supplements, Success Factory offers a product that increases in value.
Do you feel like you're losing sight of your goals? Not doing what you love? Not having time for your family and friends? If you're willing to work for changing your life for the better, we have a solution for you. We present to you Success Factory. Success Factory is a network marketing community with thousands joining every week. Success Factory connects regular people who want to work on their own terms, helping thousands of people transform their lives and achieve their goals. We're doing it together. Success Factory is built on empowering others. We equip our people with powerful tools, knowledge from industry leaders, and good practice skills necessary to excel at sales. With Success Factory, you can earn passive income through having your own sales team and earning commission fees on their sales. We are successful only when you are successful. By cutting out the middleman advertising and marketing corporations, we're creating new income opportunities to people in our sales network. Instead of paying advertising companies to market the products, we give the opportunity, profit, marketing budget to regular people. Every Monday, you get paid. People are already participating in different referral marketing programs. For example, free rides by referring Uber and more storage space by referring Dropbox. We only partner up with companies offering high-quality goods and services that aim to deliver an impact. Achieve financial freedom. There are no limits to how much you can earn. Your actions define your income. Be mentored by industry leaders. Learn from people who started out just like you and who became industry superstars. Form a team. Like-minded people who will help you achieve your goals. Join a team or start one on your own. Get the tools for success. Anyone can do this, following the guides and techniques industry leaders have created. Learn the necessary practical skills. Learn about building confidence, making sales, public speaking, leadership, persuasion, trust building. Be in charge of your own schedule. Working smart and working hard aren't the same things. We can show you how to be in charge of your own time by working smart. Every week, thousands of people are choosing Success Factory as their go-to source of income. Early-stage companies present huge opportunities. Be one of the early birds to grab the rewards. Start now, not tomorrow.
As explained in the last video, Success Factory educates us about these possibilities and offers a solution if you want to work on your own terms. You can do this passively by investing or by building your team. Now, the main reason that this company has been developed is because we think it's important that everyone on this planet has access to financial education. We think that the current educational system is broken. Now, why is that? Most of us live in an employee factory, and that means that we get an hourly pay from 9 to 5 for 40 hours a week, and in the end we hope that we get enough pension to live off. Here you can see that the degree of education is much lower with people that have low incomes. They will be less likely to have good education to develop themselves. Because of this, we see the gap between levels of living standards grow bigger and bigger. People with low education are less likely to become successful, while people with high education are very likely to become successful. What is so very extreme about this is that it's actually the same picture. In many places of the world, we see the gap between rich and poor get bigger and bigger. If we don't do anything about this, this will grow by the day. That's why we have to look at new ways to change the financial system and to get more education for everyone.
Hey, right. You. Do you know who I am? We've known each other for a long time. It might be scary to talk about me. Sometimes it's not easy to be something that everyone wants, to be an object of desire, or in other cases, of anger. Still, I will always be present in your life, in hundreds of ways, and in constant evolution. It all started with the exchange of goods, remember? Yes, that's what you call barter. Food, tools, stone, you would exchange some goods for others. But that barter system had two important drawbacks: the difficulty of establishing the value of the goods, and the time you would lose while seeking to match the offers. The goods and services were exchanged for precious metals, gold and silver, since those didn't deteriorate over time, and could be easily transported and divided into pieces to optimize the payments. The possibility to falsify precious metals was very high, and so, to avoid fraud, gold and silver coins were issued with a seal guaranteeing their weight, and best of all, their legality. Artisans and merchants would keep the coins of their customers in their homes, providing a receipt that would accredit the ownership of the money. This is how the first banks were created. Many people don't know that banks lend a kind of virtual money, money that doesn't really exist. When financial bubbles burst, banks would always recover their assets, but we, the citizens, wouldn't get anything.
So the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. We never learned at school what money really is. How does it work and what does it mean to invest? We have to know, what if we lose our money? What will happen when the current bank system fails, and what if the value of our money keeps dropping? Where and when will these financial bubbles burst, and how can we work towards something that we trust? In the next video, you will hear Godfrey Bloom talk about what is really happening with the banks.
For the EFD, Mr. Bloom has 2 minutes.
Commissioner, Mr. President, I rise again, I'm afraid, to make the same old hoary speech that I've been making here for several years, and that is, it is my opinion that you do not really understand the concept of banking. All the banks are broke. Bank Santander, Deutsche Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, they're all broke. And why are they broke? It isn't an act of God. It isn't some sort of tsunami. They're broke because we have a system called fractional reserve banking, which means that banks can lend money that they don't actually have. It's a criminal scandal, and it's been going on for too long. To add to that problem, you have moral hazard, a very significant moral hazard from the political sphere. And most of the problem starts in politics and central banks, which are part of the same political system. We have counterfeiting, sometimes called quantitative easing, but counterfeiting by any other name. The artificial printing of money, which if any ordinary person did, they'd go to prison for a very long time. And yet governments and central banks do it all the time. Central banks repress the amount of interest that rates are, so we don't have the real cost of money. And yet we blame the real retail banks for manipulating LIBOR. The sheer effrontery of this is quite astonishing. It's central banks that manipulate interest rates, Commissioner. And plus, underneath all this, we talk loosely, in a rather cavalier fashion, do we not, about deposit guarantees. So when banks go broke through their own incompetence and chicanery, the taxpayer picks up the tab. It's theft from the taxpayer. And until we start sending bankers, and I include central bankers and politicians, to prison for this outrage, it will continue.
And this was exactly why Success Factory has been created. You just have heard Godfrey Bloom talk about the problems that we face today with the banks and all of the games that they play to manipulate the markets. How they are able to do this, and what most people don't know, is that money is not backed by gold anymore. It was used to represent the value of supply and demand. Until in 1971, when President Nixon declared to disconnect the fiat money or bank money from the supply of gold. Banks could start printing money and as a result create enormous inflations all over the world. But all of us are getting smarter, and we deserve a transparent payment system. That means it has a fixed amount with fast transactions, low transaction fees with advanced privacy, it's accessible for everyone and has a global connectivity so that we can pay each other all over the world.
Today, we live in a digital society that has completely changed our habits. Mobile phones, email, online payments, and the internet, which are part of our everyday lives. We're facing a digital revolution full of incredible opportunities. Impossible to falsify, out of the control of banks, governments, and other financial institutions. It's digital money designed for the digital era. Cryptocurrencies arise. The advantages of cryptocurrencies are many. Large companies allow their use, such as PayPal, Google, etc. However, all the transactions made in digital money are transparent, the fee is minimal, and there is no risk of inflation. All this means a world of opportunities for everybody. The trend is evolving rapidly, giving rise to the most secure and most powerful cryptocurrency, Dag Coin. The most advanced technology, the Dag chain. And financial education is the key to everything. The more usable it is, the higher its value. It can now be used all over the world. More advanced, modern, and innovative. Founded by Chris Ress and Niels Grossberg.
You people are amazing. Thank you all to be here.
How are your emotions?
Improving the lives of people and reaching every corner of the world. Developed in Estonia, a well-known IT hub. The first country to offer a transnational digital identity available to anyone in the world interested in managing an online business. Estonia was the first nation to hold legal general elections via the internet. The price of a cryptocurrency depends on the demand. There may be a real demand only if the currency offers a solution for the final consumer. Dag Coin is the first cryptocurrency that is capable of being a world currency for everyday use.
As you could see, because of today's possibilities with the internet, digital currencies were created to make cheaper and easier transactions. Today, over 1,000 cryptocurrencies exist, which are all based on the blockchain. This is the technology behind the transactions. They all share one common goal, to change the global financial system. But why have they all failed to become a new global everyday currency? Because their purpose to become an everyday currency changed to everyday trading and getting the most money out of it. As an effect, this is what happens to the coin values. People buy low, then try to sell them high for the most profit. This is a very emotional market, and in this way, even the most well-known cryptocurrencies will never be stable enough to be trusted as a payment system. As you could see from the last chart, all of this activity in trading and exchanging is becoming increasingly expensive and often requires a percentage fee for the amount of the transaction. When there's more traffic on the blockchain, transactions become slower, so when it becomes more slow, it's not scalable to be used worldwide. So how about the scalability? Bitcoin is able to process 7 transactions per second worldwide, and the best blockchain does 3,000 per second. Ethereum, the second most well-known cryptocurrency, does 25 transactions per second. And Visa, the biggest payment processor, can make 56,000 transactions. You can see that these payment systems will never be able to handle all of the world's transactions. So how is Dag Coin different? There are no miners, so the amount is predefined. That means it's eco-friendly because we waste no electricity. There are fast transactions with low transaction fees and it's easy to use for everybody.
Dag Coin is the first cryptocurrency that is capable of being a world currency for everyday use. Thanks to Dag Chain, Dag Coin allows us to make quick transactions on a large scale, so there are no capacity issues. The minimum transaction fees and the designation system make Dag Coin suitable for micropayments. The second important factor is the ecosystem around the currency. The development team behind Dag Coin has a very big vision and a solid strategy to create a merchant infrastructure and payment options around the currency and take the coins to everyone's wallets. The combination of traditional marketing, social media marketing, and affiliate marketing to promote Dag Coin helps spread the word about the currency and its potential around the globe. It's not bad to dream, but rather to fall asleep and to miss opportunities. The secret of success lies in getting ready to take full advantage of the opportunities presented. Dag Coin, a new era.
As the video explains, there are many possibilities with the new technology of the Dag chain. There are no blocks and no miners needed to confirm the transaction. Every new transaction helps to confirm the previous ones, and when there's more traffic on the chain, it will expand for faster transactions. It's so fast that you can buy a cup of coffee and it's immediately paid for. If we move to the next page, you can see the transaction fees of your daily coffee. The fee for a $3 coffee paying with Visa costs 14 cents. For Bitcoin, the fee fluctuates. As for Dag Coin, it's a fixed cost, namely 0.0005 cents. So going back to the different currencies, which one would be able to process all of the coffees in the world instantly? The only technology to do this is the Dag chain, because it becomes faster as it's being used more. This way, an infinite amount can be processed every second and takes the problems of scalability away. So if we use Dag Coin as our main currency, people will stop trading coins as an asset and we can focus on a truly usable and stable currency. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum keep fluctuating in value and popularity. This damages the trust and a chance to build a strong foundation for a valuable coin. Because this is what it should look like when a company builds a strong foundation to make it grow. This is a value chart of one Dag Coin over the last year. The value is calculated every month based on the number of users and merchants. In this way, the value is predictable and regulated. If the value keeps growing, it creates more trust for the users. But not only the coin value is important, also usability in daily life, so the product and the system can be used more. And with the technology giving us more and more possibilities to be implemented in our environment, it will create even more trust. So what is Dag in a nutshell? It has 9 billion units, it's decentralized, the ecosystem is being developed continuously, it's easy to use, it's based on the Dag chain, it has a fast ecosystem and it's eco-friendly. You can make 24/7 transactions and they are fast transactions. It's very valuable and the technology is secure. It has minimal transaction fees and there's a fair distribution of coins. If you'd like to find out more, visit dagcoin.org. Dag Coin is not only a currency by itself, it has a whole ecosystem built around it. This keeps being developed and expanded for its possibilities. But how can regular people find out about these things? If you remember the cash flow quadrant, this company gives the possibility of creating a passive income and also an active way. So why did the company choose network marketing or multi-level marketing? People get paid directly without big corporate middlemen, and it's a rapidly growing $200 billion industry. 65% of the people in the world are customers, and network marketing offers income to 150 million people. Because people trust people and not advertisements. Some people choose it for the commissions and the incentives that can be earned. Others like to work from home or travel to other countries to build a network. Because it's mainly an online business, teamwork can be achieved all around the world and we see an exponential growth. And with all the teams increasingly active to work with the system and educating others, we are making history together. And so I think it's time for action. You can contact the person that showed you this presentation to help you get started with this amazing opportunity. You can also reach me and my team from the info in the description. So thank you for watching, and if you like this and more about the company, please subscribe to our channel.